Today on OC News,
A helicopter crash this weekend leaves investigators searching for answers.
Proposition 50 will appear on California ballots this November.
Titans are reaching new heights at the rock climbing wall inside of the Student Recreation Center.
All that and more coming up on OC News.
This just now in tech news, the first responder on the scene.
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts
I feel
over the
blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the
Broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. My name is Sue Freyer.
And my name is Kabir Kansar. Thank you for joining us this evening. 5 people were hospitalized after a helicopter crash in Huntington Beach Saturday afternoon. The crash occurred near the Hyatt Regency Hotel in Huntington Beach. The pilot, Eric Nixon, was flying to a Cars and Copters event when his helicopter spiraled out of control, crashing near the Waterfront Beach Resort. 2 people were pulled from the wreckage and 3 others, including a child, were hurt on the ground. Witnesses captured video showing the chopper spinning before the impact. The FAA and NTSB are now investigating the cause of the crash.
One of California's ballot measures this November, Proposition 50, could temporarily redraw congressional districts, partly in response to changes seen in states like Texas. Our reporter, Litzy Aguilar, has the story.
With election season approaching, California voters will see Proposition 50 on the ballot this November. The measure could temporarily redraw congressional districts.
The changes are mostly centered in Northern California, in the more rural areas in Northern California, a little bit in the Central Valley, and then one district to the east of Orange County is changing. But the bulk of the changes are actually from the north.
If passed, Prop 50 would take effect in 2026 and last until new districts are redrawn. Student groups on campus have strong views about the measure. Isaac Hernandez, president of Cal State Fullerton's Turning Point USA, says Prop 50 targets fairness in redistricting.
We see Prop 50 as something that is taking away what the people voted on, taking away fairness, taking away something that gives everyone a fair voice to redistrict into something that doesn't give everybody an equal voice.
As ballots are being sent to mailboxes, voters will want to pay close attention to how their congressional representation might change.
Damian Ceballos, co-chair of the Young Democratic Socialists on campus, says the measure could help ensure fair representation.
Voting yes on Prop 50 would allow for the state to redraw its congressional maps. The maps are already public. You can see the maps on the state website. It would basically serve as a counterbalance to MAGA Republicans and especially what Texas has done in redrawing their congressional maps.
State officials estimate one-time cost of several $1 million to update ballots and election materials. Voters can cast their ballots by mail or in person starting November 4th. This is Litzy Aguilar reporting for OC News.
The Pollock Library is showing off a couple new displays that I was able to check out earlier this week. Cal State Fullerton's Pollock Library has made some temporary and informative renovations to its first floor. The library has added displays highlighting the university's history of activism on campus and banned reading materials. Located on the south side of the library, the new display titled "It Can't Happen Here" showcases pieces of academic resistance dating back to the college's foundation. Just down the hall on the north side, library staff have put up their Banned Books display, a yearly showing of reading materials that have become harder to access in educational settings. The Banned Books display has received updates in both content and setup, focusing on restricted materials in higher education this year.
I think this is sometimes the first time we're feeling it touching in academic libraries because it's been so focused on children's books and what they're reading. So now I think it's already seeping into higher education and that censorship that can come with it.
The displays feature interactive elements to draw in attention from students as they pass through the library. Though the displays take up small footprints in the library, the goals behind them are large.
And so it's just like, this is happening. Yes, you can still check out all of these books, but it's kind of a warning. Like, this could be coming to our library.
With the First Amendment under more scrutiny from the current administration, displays like this serve as an important reminder as to how change on college campuses can be enacted and made visible.
I think it is incredibly important how we show our history in forms of monuments or public displays.
Reporting for OC News, Kabir Kansara.
Israel and Hamas have signed a ceasefire agreement following the exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners and detainees. Monday morning, Hamas returned 20 living Israeli hostages and the remains of 4 dead hostages to Israel. Israel released 250 Palestinian prisoners to West Bank and over 1,700 detainees to Gaza. The Palestinian detainees were held for over 2 years without charges, and the Israeli hostages have been in the custody of Hamas since the war broke out on October 7, 2023.
Culture, community, and celebration filled the CSUF campus as the Multicultural Greek Council hosted their Fall Fest. Isabella Lyons has a story for us.
The Cal State Fullerton Multicultural Greek Council, also known as MGC, hosted its Fall Fest last week. MGCs provide a sense of community to minority groups while achieving higher education. Each chapter competes in the Fall Fest to raise money through interactive events.
Our goal was to make every activity interactive, having people, talk to each other, not just stay in their own chapter. We had a lot of people talking with other chapters, mixing around.
This year, MGC chose to fundraise for the OC Animal Allies.
We got a lot more than we thought we would, so we raised a lot of money and we got a lot of donations. We tried to make a minimum of every member should bring a certain amount, and everybody exceeded that.
With events like these, MGC is able to reach their goals, from fundraising to creating a space for students of all cultural identities on campus.
MGC was made and created to build a community for people of color who weren't, basically accepted in typical fraternities or sororities. So that's why we're very open to even outside of our MGC community.
From celebrating culture to strengthening community, MGC's Fall Fest brings students together in the spirit of unity and pride. From Fullerton, Isabella Lyons, OC News.
Coming up after a short commercial break, CSUF Climbing Club goes beyond Orange County for the first trip of the year.
Scammers are adapting to a new method to take your hard-earned money.
And did you expect showers on Tuesday morning? I've got you prepared for the next 5 days. Coming up on OC News.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR, it's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Whatever gets you talking. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Looks like the sun's starting to peak after that heavy rainstorm yesterday. Let's see how long that lasts. Jenny Guzman has more to unpack for this week's weather forecast. Take it away.
Thanks, Sue. If you're a SoCal native, I bet you were scrambling to dig out an umbrella and coat at the last minute, just like I was yesterday. We got hit with that mid-October rainstorm late Monday night, going into Tuesday afternoon. And we are not beating the bad driving skills allegations after this storm. We saw several accidents on California highways, several including semi-trucks, but no major damage was reported in the burn-scarred areas from the Palisades and Eaton fire after the floods. Other than a few rain puddles here and there, we are drying off this morning. So you can throw your umbrella back into your storage closet because it's going to be clear skies from here on out in Fullerton. We woke up with sunny skies with the sun first peeking out at around 7 this morning. And we're starting to ditch those cozy jackets with temperatures warming up to reach the close 70s, a big improvement from yesterday's same time temperature of 60 degrees. But get your blankets ready because temperatures will drop 16 degrees tonight once the sun clocks out after 6. Now let's see what the clouds have in store for us the rest of the week. We have a beautiful week ahead with clear skies from here on out, and you can trade that umbrella for some sunglasses. Temperatures are expected to rise up in the mid-70s tomorrow and reach a low of 55 later in the day. Next, back-to-back warm temperatures for Friday and Saturday, breaking into the 80s. Friday with a low of 57 and Saturday at 58. Sunday will still follow the same trend with sunny skies in the high 70s and partly cloudy skies into the night, paired with a low of 57 degrees. But once you head back on campus on Monday, you can leave your heavy coat at home with mostly sunny skies and a high near 74, then a low of 56. While we experienced rain down here, we also saw snowfall up in Mammoth Mountain. We now have a winter wonderland in the middle of October with a blanket of snow lying over the top of Mammoth. The lake received over 6 to 10 inches of snowfall after yesterday's storm, with more expected on the way. With partially cloudy skies and low winds, but don't start packing up for a trip up there just yet. You have to wait until it opens up on November 14th for the chance to experience fun in the snow. At least we don't have to worry about shoving snow off our driveways in Fullerton anytime soon, or really, ever. That's all I have for you guys this week. Make sure to dress lightly and get your sunscreen ready. Back to you guys at the desk.
CNN investigated a new twist on an old scam. Scammers are now posing as real companies, forcing victims to send cash through crypto ATMs. Victims are being tricked into sending thousands of dollars through crypto ATMs. Scammers pose as companies like Geek Squad, claiming customers are receiving refunds by mistake and then must return the money or face legal trouble. Victims are told to withdraw cash, deposit it into a crypto ATM, and send photo proof. These machines act as the scammer's getaway.
An up-and-coming club reached new heights this past weekend with their first outdoor trip of the semester. Giselle Medina has a story.
The clinking of carabiners rang over Sawtooth Canyon as climbers of all levels chased the shade this past weekend. Cal State Fullerton's climbing club traveled just under 2 hours outside of OC to New Jack City for this year's first outdoor climbing trip.
Climbing club serves to get more people outdoors. That's really our main function and use for the club. But we're trying to get more people into the sport, more people doing the sport, and especially doing it outside.
On campus, the Student Rec Center includes an indoor climbing wall, so learning the sport is not far out of reach.
Doing climbing club because I feel like it's a good introductory to the sport. It's pretty easy access since it's at school, and also I feel like the community is very welcoming.
Like there's something cool about being in nature and actually like climbing the rock. It's more, I guess, raw. Indoors is a ton of fun, but there's something more like to the heart of climbing by going outdoors and actually climbing a rock.
Outdoor activities can be considered inaccessible, especially to a college student budget with gear costs and the extensive experience that ensures safety.
Climbing Club acknowledges these concerns, offering gear at little to no cost, and staffing board members with the technical skills to set up routes and belay even the newest of climbers.
Blaze on.
Thanks!
Due to the government shutdown on October 1st, the national park system currently lacks the proper funding, impacting resource availability, which inhibits ample safety insurance for outdoor goers. CSUF's Climbing Club offers a local alternative where safety and community are of the utmost importance.
I want to make sure that nobody is
untrained, especially when it comes to the people that we have setting up our climbs and stuff. It can be very dangerous, but as long as you know what you're doing, it's very safe.
Their next trip is scheduled for November 15th in Joshua Tree. To find out more, catch their next club meeting at the SRC Rockwall at 8 p.m. on October 21st. For OC News, Giselle Medina.
With Titans being in the mountains, now to the court, Jaden Fernandez has more on sports.
Thanks, Kabir. Hey, Titans, I'm feeling a little under the weather today, but Jenny gave you the weather, and I'm here to give you sports. So let's talk about it. Starting off with Cal State Fullerton women's volleyball, it was the first week back in Titan Gym where they looked to break their 4-game losing streak. Senior Katisha Hall started the game strong with a kill, sparking a Titans' dominant offensive run and their overall energy throughout the game. Hall ended up earning a total of 8 kills. However, freshman Lyra Paquel Verdell led offensively, earning 9 total kills and contributing 2 aces. The Lady Titans would go on to win in straight sets, leading in most kills, attempts, points, assists, blocks, and aces. With this win, the Titans overall is 7-11 and 2-4 in the Big West, marking this their highest conference win total since 2022. Moving on down the 57 to the Honda Center, where the Anaheim Ducks hosted their home opener against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Ducks returned in action in front of a record-breaking home crowd attendance after a 2-game road trip to open the season. After falling behind early 2-0 in the first 7 minutes of the game, goals from Chris Crater and Cutter Gauthier helped the Ducks end the first period in a tie. The Ducks would find their 3rd goal in the 2nd period, but it was countered by the Penguins' 3rd, which came off of Anthony Matha's stick after a back-and-forth 3rd period. The Ducks found the game-winning goal in the last minute and 27 seconds, thanks to a 2nd Crater goal. The Ducks improved to a 2-1-0 record on the year and have won their last 10 home openers in a row. Skating off the ice to the world of artistic gymnastics, the GOAT Simone Biles says she's not ruling out LA 2028. In a recent interview at an event in Argentina, Biles said she'll be in LA in some way, but she doesn't know if it will be on the floor or in the stands. The 11-time Olympic medalist currently taking time off for the gym to prioritize her mental health, saying that our physical health should match your mental health. At the age of 27, Biles became the oldest U.S. Olympic gymnast in 72 years when she competed at the Paris Olympic Games. If she were to compete in LA 28 Olympics, she will be breaking her own record at the age of 31. Well, that's all I have for sports. I'm going to tumble on out of here and send it back to Kabir and Sue.
Thanks, Jaden. Coming up, CSUF's spooky take on self-care.
And Franz Manyar has you covered with an entertainment update as well.
What does it take to discover the greatness within you? It takes resilience.
When I first got to Cal State Fullerton, I felt lost. Then I found my community. It was like a caring family cheering me on.
I wasn't sure about being a chemist. My professor showed me I could.
People believed in me here, and I learned to believe in myself.
Discover the resilience within you at Cal State Fullerton.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go.
Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand, trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
It's a big week in Hollywood, from Naomi Watts' new star to Taylor Swift's latest projects to Bridgerton's comeback. Faraz Minyar has more to the story.
Thanks, Sue. With yet another actor cementing herself in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Taylor Swift debuting her new docuseries, and Bridgerton being renewed for another season, we definitely got a lot to cover today on entertainment news. We're starting off in Hollywood, where longtime actress Naomi Watts received her very own star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame this past Monday. Acting since 1986, Watts has made her mark in the silver screen with her stellar performances in films such as The Impossible and 21 Grams. At the ceremony, she was accompanied by her husband Billy Crudup and several former co-stars such as Jack Black and Sarah Paulson. In the coming month, Watts will star in the new Hulu series All's Fair, playing a female divorce attorney who helps establish an all-new female law firm with her colleagues. Next up, Swifties, get ready, because Taylor Swift is coming to Disney+. The pop star is partnering with Disney Plus for her all-new concert film and docuseries coming this December. The projects will center around Swift's groundbreaking Eras Tour, with the concert film showcasing Swift's last performance in Vancouver, and the docuseries giving fans an inside look of the tour itself. The docuseries will also dive deep into Swift's personal life and give some spotlight to her friends, family, and other performers. The announcement came just a week after Swift launched her most recent album, Life of a Showgirl, which has sold more than 4 million units in the US alone. And switching over to the streaming crowd, this past Monday, Netflix released a brand new look into the 4th season of their critically acclaimed series, Bridgerton. The teaser gives viewers a sneak peek of the series' new romantic storyline. The characters Benedict Bridgerton and Sophie Beck are seen meeting each other for the first time at a masquerade ball. There seems to be hints of a possible romance blooming between them that fans should stay tuned for. This teaser also finally gives viewers a release date for the new season, the first part releasing on January 29th, 2026, and the second part releasing just a month later. That's all for today's entertainment news. Back to Sue and Kabir at the desk.
What is scarier, haunted houses or midterms? Our reporter Evan Fennell has a story on how one campus event is fighting the fear of stress.
The spooktacular self-care night transformed the housing piazza into a wellness zone. Costumes were of course encouraged, and students came dressed to de-stress.
I came down to the event just because I was interested. I wanted to meet other people who also go to Fullerton, and I wanted to dress up.
The event was hosted by Counseling and Psychological Services, commonly known as CAPS, to gather different students from all colleges to embrace wellness together.
I think a lot of times we think of self-care as something you do like individually or by yourself, the self part of it. But I think community is a big part of, taking care of yourself, because you can't just do it alone.
Rain or shine, people came out to de-stress through the meditation station, doggy therapy, and even painting little pumpkins.
I think it's really fun because you get to celebrate the year's ending. We're almost done. You just gotta keep pushing,
I like to say, when you're on the path to wellness, in the same way a rising tide doesn't raise one ship in the harbor, it raises all ships in the harbor. When you start engaging intentionally in one aspect of your life, you'll see benefits in other areas.
Tonight's message was clear. Self-care isn't just seasonal, it's essential. Evan Fennell, OC News.
Half Moon Bay celebrated a massive win at this year's Safeway World Championship Pumpkin Weigh Off. Santa Rosa's Branda Dawson took home more than $22,000 after his giant gourd weighed over 2,300 pounds. That's the size of a small couch. Dawson, a manufacturing engineer, said his precision skills help him perfect his pumpkin's growth. He celebrated the victory with his wife and 2 young children at the event, marked its 52nd year. What do you think about that? Would you rather have pumpkin as a food or as a drink?
I don't think you can ever go wrong with the pumpkin pie.
I think
that's the only right answer,
right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Thank you for joining us on OC News this week. Our next show goes live in just a few moments.
And my name is Kabir Kansara. Make sure to follow us on social media at Titan TV, CSUF, and OC News CSUF. Thanks again for watching.